Hi there and welcome to the Mind Vault vlog. So who are we? We are leading behaviour consultants who support children, young people and adults with mental health, social and emotional regulation and behavioural difficulties. And today we're going to be looking at how anxiety in children can often present outbursts like anger, tantrums or meltdowns. Anxiety can be a masterful imposter, and in children it can sway away from the more typical avoidant, clingy behaviour and show itself as tantrums, meltdowns and aggression, as if anxiety wasn't hard enough to deal with. When children are under the influence of an anxious brain, their behaviour has nothing to do with wanting to push against those limits. They are often great children who just don't want to be doing the wrong thing, but they are being driven by a brain in high alert. If we could see what was happening in their heads when anxiety takes hold like this, their behaviour would make sense. We would want to scoop them up and take them away from the chaos of it all. Of course, that doesn't mean that they should be getting a free pass on their unruly behaviour. Their angry behaviour makes sense, and it's important to let them know this, but there will always be better choices they are capable of making. Once children have a more solid understanding of why they do what they do, they will be well on their way to finding a better response. Parents, grandparents, teachers, anyone who is able to understand and respond to their behaviour as something driven by anxiety rather than naughty behaviour will be helping them to find healthier, stronger, more effective ways to respond to the world. All children have it in them to do this, but anxiety has a sly way of stealing the attention from their strengths. Anxiety happens when a part of the brain, the amygdala, senses trouble. When it senses threat, real or imagined, it surges the body with hormones, including cortisol, the stress hormone, and adrenaline to make the body strong, fast and powerful. This is the fight or flight response, and it's been keeping us alive for thousands of years. An anxious brain is a strong, healthy brain that is a little bit overprotective. It's more likely to sense threat and hit the panic button just in case. When this happens, often it can create anxiety about anxiety. And one of the awful things about anxiety is the way it launches without warning and often without need, sending an unsuspecting body unnecessarily into fight or flight. For children with anxiety, any situation that is new, unfamiliar, difficult or stressful counts as a potential threat. The fight or flight response happens automatically and instantaneously, sending neurochemicals surging through their bodies, priming them for fight or flight. Every physical symptom that comes from anxiety, racing heart, feeling sick, clammy skin, is because of the surging of these neurochemicals. The natural end to the fight or flight response is intense physical activity. If the threat was real, they'd be fighting for their lives or they'd be running away from it. When there is no need to fight or flee, there is nothing to burn up the neurochemicals, and they build up, causing the physical symptoms of anxiety. Anxiety is often associated with avoidance or clinginess, but it doesn't necessarily present itself in this way. The psychological driver is the same, a brain under threat, but instead of off flight, it initiates fight. It doesn't matter that there's nothing at all to worry about. When the brain thinks there's trouble, it acts as though it's true. Think of it like a smoke alarm. A smoke alarm can't tell the difference between a real fire or burnt toast, and it doesn't really care. All it wants to do is keep you safe, and it does this by making enough noise to get a response. Better safe than sorry. A brain works the same. An anxious brain is a very protective brain, and it will be quicker to hit the alarm even when there's no need. This could happen in response to unfamiliar situations or people, playground scuffles, criticism, disappointment, threat of embarrassment or failure, anything that could potentially trigger the feeling that something bad is about to happen. Children can do amazing things with the right information, and it's important not to underestimate their potential for understanding. When it is something that is personally relevant, their capacity for understanding is immense. So here's what they need to know, and it doesn't need to happen all at once. Giving them the information over small incidental chats will be just as powerful. You can say things like, those times you get really angry are probably confusing for you. I know you don't want to do the wrong thing, and I think it will help if I explain what happens when you get angry like that. First of all, you need to know that everyone gets angry for all sorts of different reasons. Your reason is a really good one, and it's because your brain is working hard to protect you. Or strong breathing calls up the front part of your brain, called the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain that is able to calm things down and think things through. When your amygdala thinks there's danger, it gets bossy and tells this part of the brain that it's not needed. This is why it's so important for you to learn how to be the boss of your own brain. When you're in charge, you can get to the front part of your brain involved in deciding whether or not to fight or to flee. You could also try breathing techniques that you and your child can do together. So pretend you are holding a mug of hot chocolate. Breathe in for 3 seconds through your nose, as though you are smelling the hot chocolate. Then breathe out and try to blow the hot chocolate cool by breathing out through your mouth for 3 seconds. Keep doing this 3 to 4 times, and then you'll soon start to feel yourself and your child relax. Put a soft toy on your belly. Breathe in for 3, hold it in for a second, and then breathe out for 3. If the toy is moving, then you're breathing deep into your belly, just like strong breathing is meant to be. The research on effectiveness of mindfulness could literally fill its own library. Mindfulness has been proven over and over to have an enormous capacity to build a strong body, mind, and spirit. Building the brain against anxiety is one of its wonders. Anxiety happens when the brain spends too much time in the future, and this is where it grabs hold of the what ifs. Mindfulness strengthens it to stay in the present. It's simple, and children take hold of the concept beautifully. They are mindful beings anyway, but the more they can strengthen this skill, the stronger they will be. It's a wonderful skill to have, anxious or not. Mindfulness is about stepping back and seeing thoughts and feelings come and go without judgment, but with a relaxed mind. It's been shown to strengthen the connection between the instinctive and the emotional back of the brain, the heartland of the fight or flight response, and the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that soothes it back to being calm. Big emotions live on the right side of the brain, and the words that make sense of those emotions live in the left. Sometimes there is a disconnection between these two, and it can happen in any of us. When there is a disconnection, there are big feelings, but they feel overwhelming and they don't make sense. If your child seems quick to anger, be open to the possibility that anxiety might be the culprit. The most powerful way to turn any type of anxiety around is to explain to children the driving force behind their behaviour. This will help to empower them and put the focus on their strengths in managing their behaviour and help them to full flight. To summarise, anxiety affects all of us uniquely, whether it's your child, your grandchild, or a child looked after. However, there is help out there, whether you're a professional or a parent looking for further tips and advice. Leave a message below for more details or resources that can help you and the children around you, whether you're a professional or a parent looking for further tips and advice. So there you have it, the Mind Vault Unlocked vlog. Peace and love to you all.